Hi students, a very good day to all of you. I'm sure you're having an amazing time at home. Students, has anyone ever told you to be responsible? Have you ever wondered what it means and why it is so important? Let us find out in this value education video.
Being responsible means choosing to do what is right by yourself. Actions such as washing your hands, putting your books away, being careful with your things, brushing your teeth, wiping your feet before you enter a house are thought of as responsible acts. As a responsible person, you think and do what is right and good for yourself, for others, and for your surroundings. Now imagine it is someone's birthday and a box of sweets is being passed around. When it reaches you, you take one sweet and pass it on to the next person. You do not take a handful. If you place a bowl of food in front of 4 or 5 puppies, the strongest puppy will eat most of it while trying to push the others away. You take only one sweet, not because you don't like sweets, but because you know others also like them. Unlike animals, human beings think before they make choices. The word responsibility means making good choices and caring for others and for yourself. So now we know we can be responsible in two ways. First, be responsible for yourself, and second, be responsible for others. When there is a problem, what do? Do you soon call for your parents, teachers, relatives, friends, or family? Do you always ask for help? There is a saying, the best place to find a helping hand is at the end of your own arm. Now I will tell you a story about Leela and how she did things on her own. Leela was very excited. There was a new baby in their family. The baby was very beautiful and Leela liked to watch him. But sometimes the baby took up mother's and father's time and attention and everybody forgot about Leela. Leela was angry because mother did not have time to comb her hair or match her ribbons or find a pretty dress for her to wear. One day the baby cried a lot and Leela's mother was very busy with him. She had forgotten that it was Leela's best friend's birthday and that there was an invitation to the party. Leela was very angry with the mother and the baby. I cannot go to the party because no one will help me get dressed. She sat in a corner and refused to talk. She saw her mother trying to put the baby to sleep and mixing his milk at the same time. Her mother looked tired. Leela felt sorry for her. She went up to her and said, "Put the baby to sleep and I will mix baby's milk." So Leela got the baby's milk bottle ready, just like mother. Then she washed her hands and her face and put on her pretty pink dress. She combed her hair all by herself too. When mother had put the baby to sleep, she found Leela all dressed up and ready to go to the party. "What a responsible little girl you are," said mother. "I don't think I could have managed today without you." Leela felt very happy because she had done some important things all by herself. So students, have you ever done something to help yourself? Being responsible for yourself means that sometimes you have to choose to do things for yourself and not always depend on others to help you. You can wash your own plate, do your lessons by yourself, and ask for help only when you are sure you cannot do it on your own. Being responsible for yourself is a part of growing up. It is fun to do new things on your own and to be independent. As we grow up, we need to be responsible not only for ourselves but for other people. For example, your mother cooks for you because she knows that you cannot cook for yourself. But there are some things you can do on your own or at least learn to do by yourself, like folding your blanket, cleaning your cupboard, arranging your study table, or even sweeping the floor or dusting the furniture. You can also wash your own cup, and when you wash yours, you can wash your mother's and father's teacup too. By doing this, you are being responsible for someone else. Let's listen to this story and understand how we can take responsibility for someone else. Ella, grandmother needs to see the doctor. I am driving to the clinic, said mother. Please take care of Lolo till I get back. Yes, mother, don't worry. I will, said Ella. Lolo was their pet cat. She was quite a handful, a soft ball of fur and very naughty. When Ella went up to her room, Lolo was sleeping cuddled up in her warm cane blanket. She heaved a sigh of relief. Lolo was sleeping peacefully. Ella wouldn't have to run around taking care of the cat. She could relax now and enjoy her holiday. Ella walked up to the couch and snuggled there with her favorite book. Suddenly, the phone rang. It was her friend Myra. Oh, Ella, why didn't you come for the dance class today? I didn't feel like as it was a holiday, said Ella. But you really missed something. The teacher played a new tune and taught us some new steps, said Myra. Really? What new steps? Inquired Ella. The ones where you hop, skip, and jump together. And Ella, the teacher said if we worked hard enough, we could get to perform soon. And so they talked on and on. Ella forgot about Lolo, the pet cat. So she did not see Lolo jumping out of the cane basket, walking out of the bedroom, and out of the front door, which was little open. Just then mother returned and she said, Where is Lolo? Ella was in for a shock. Lolo was not in her basket. Neither was she in the house. Mother and Ella looked for her all over the house, under the bed, behind the cupboard, in father's shoe drawer, everywhere. But she was nowhere to be found. Mother was disappointed with Ella. I wish you had been a little responsible, Ella. You promised me you would look after Lolo, said mother. Ella was at a loss for words. She had no excuse for being careless. If only she had taken mother's words seriously and been more responsible, this would not have happened. As they searched for the cat in the garden, a neighbor walked in carrying Lolo in his arms. Hey, found your cat. She was in my garden. Here she is, said the good man. Ella realized her mistake. She should have paid proper attention to the task mother had given her. I'm sorry, mother, was all Ella could say. She sincerely hoped her mother would forgive her. Please, dear, be careful next time you are asked to do something. Mother's words were gently spoken but firm in meaning. I will, mother, I will. Believe me, I will do a better job next time, said Ella, this time meaning it from her heart. So, students, was Ella responsible? No, she wasn't. She was given a responsibility to look after her cat, but she couldn't do it because she was careless. So when we are irresponsible, we end up causing trouble. None of us are born responsible. When we were little babies, our parents took care of us, but now that we are old enough, we have to learn to be responsible for ourselves. Doing things by yourself makes you feel good. Here are some golden rules to be responsible. If you open it, close it. If you turn it on, turn it off. If you unlock it, lock it up. If you break it, admit it. If you cannot fix it, call in someone who can. If you borrow it, return it. If you value it, take care of it. If you make a mess, clean it up. If you move it, put it back. If it belongs to someone else and you want to use it, Get permission. If you do not know how to operate it, leave it alone. If it is none of your business, do not ask questions. So all these golden rules will help you be responsible. Students, when you start doing your own work, you feel more grown up. It is a good feeling. This way you can also help the grown-ups. They can relax. When you try to do your own work, you learn to be independent. Thank you students for watching this video. I hope you will start helping at home and being a little responsible for yourselves. Have a good day ahead.